Okay, hello everyone, guys. Hello everyone. Good morning. How are you? Hi Lakshmi. Hello Hema. Hello Gopal. Hello Sunil. Hello Kiran. Hello Manikanta. Hello Irfan. Hello everyone. Good morning. How are you all? Audio, video, everything is clear, working fine. Yes or no? Hi guys. Audio clear, video clear. Everyone, just please comment about the audio and video of the classes. Everything is good, working fine, no issues. Hi guys. Hello. Everyone has joined the session, yes or no, guys? Okay. Hello, everyone. Everything is clear. Good morning, Sharmila. Good morning, Kiran. Good morning, Shirish. Everything is clear. Okay. So today we are just going to discuss module A marathon, right? So we have discussed the theory in the last session, capsule batch. Now we are going to discuss module A marathon. So let's start discussing the very first question of the class. Okay. Let's talk about the very first question of the class. Okay. Okay. Ravi is an agriculture entrepreneur, is running three verticals. Okay. A leather and cocoa unit powered by the solar energy, a meat processing and tomato puree plant, a fertilizer blending and distribution unit. Okay, based on the focus area of the national revolutions in India, which three revolution is Rabi's business model contributing to? Very easy question. Just please answer this question, everyone. Very easy, very simple question. Please try to answer each and every one. Please try to answer. Very simple, very easy question. All you have to do is to see the revolutions. Okay, I have told you that revolutions are very important. Revolutions are very important for each and everyone, right? So, leather and cocoa unit, you know that it is a brown revolution. Good. Meat processing and tomato puree plant, red revolution. Fertilizer blending, this is a gray revolution, right? So the correct answer for this question is A. Good. And this is all the revolution I have given you. Again, just please revise it. Very important for you all. Expect at least one question from here. At least expect one question from here, right? Okay, so this is the list. Okay, just try to learn the revolution, their fields, and the father. Period is not very important. All you have to do is to learn the field and the revolutions, right, everyone? Very important for you all. Okay, good. Next question. Arrange the following economic phase in a chronological order to reflect India's shift in the sectoral dominance. Just read out the question carefully and then answer. Arrange the economic phase in a chronological order to reflect India's sectoral dominance. Service sector become the largest contributor to GDP. Agriculture sector or agriculture dominates GDP post independence. Industrial sector gain momentum post green revolution and licensing reform. Arrange it. What comes early, what comes after, in a chronological order. Okay, everyone, in a chronological order you have to adjust it. Everyone, please answer this question, guys. Everyone. And whoever is watching this session, guys, please at least like the video. Whoever is watching this session, at least, guys, please like the video. Every student, at least please like the video, guys. Okay, so you have to just arrange it, everyone. You have to arrange it, right? Now, maximum of you is telling right. Okay, first of all, when we are talking about the chronological order, what comes first? First thing is our agriculture sector was dominating, right? Agriculture sector has the most contribution to the GDP, okay, in the early days, right? Then the shift happens, and the shift happens first. Green revolution hits. Green revolution hit. After green revolution, industrial sectors start gaining momentum because of the licensing reform, LPG, that has been introduced. So it was the third. First is second, then third, and then lastly the service sector become the largest contributor to the GDP, right? So first, the very first phase was this. Okay, the first phase was this. Agriculture sector was dominating to the GDP, most dominated sector to the GDP. And currently we are living in this. So this is the third thing. Service sectors become the largest contributor to the GDP. And industrial sector gain momentum. This is in the second phase. So 2, 3, 1. So the correct answer is D. Every one of you is correct. Hi Smriti, good morning. Hello Smriti, good morning. Okay, good. Next question. Now just read out the question carefully. I'm just switching off the camera. Everyone, just please read out the question carefully. And everyone, please at least like the video, guys. Whoever is watching this session, guys, at least just like the video. Everyone. Okay. So, Indian construction industry employing over 31 million individuals is not just a driver of infrastructure growth but also contributes significantly to the allied sector through forward and backward linkage. Okay, a sudden surge in the demand for housing across urban India lead to increased consumption of steel, cement, brick, and petro product. This growth momentum, while beneficial, has become to cause logistic constraint in the supply of material and fluctuation in the input costs. Which of the following statement best captured the macroeconomic role of the construction sector as described above? The construction sector is a customer-centric industry with minimal impact on the stream sector. It is an isolated employment generator with little influence on the broader industrial economy. It plays a dual role in the economy, stimulating both employment and demand in the allied industries. It is primarily depends upon the foreign direct investment and urban real estate pricing for growth. Now, just please answer this question. Read out this para. Okay, then judge according to this para which is the best capture of the macroeconomic role of the construction sector. So, best role of the macroeconomic in the construction sector. Now, you have to tell me what is the correct answer here. Read out the question carefully and then answer. Okay, don't rush, just please read out the question carefully and then answer. Everyone. So the correct answer is what? So Irfan is saying C, Krishna is saying B, Lakshmi is saying B, Sunny is saying C. Okay. Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone. So, first of all, when we are talking about this para is clearly stating that when there is an Indian construction company, they employ over 31 million individual. Okay, and this is very helpful in the infrastructure growth and also contribute to the allied sector. But there is a sudden, so there is an example which is given in this para that there is a sudden increase in the demand for housing in the urban areas. And when there is a sudden increase in the demand for housing, it it actually impacted and increased the consumption of steel because it is used in the housing process. Cement, simply brick, because when you want to build your house, you want to just purchase all of these steel, cement, brick, petro products, right? So now, which of the following best capture the construction sectors as described above? First statement. Let's talk about each and every statement. The construction sector is a customer-centric industry with a minimal impact on the upstream sector. So you know that construction is not just a customer-centric industry. It is heavily dependent upon the inputs. When I am constructing a house, I am getting the benefit of the house, that is true. but indirectly that house need steel, cement, bricks, and petro products to build that house. So it is not only customer centric, it heavily dependent upon the industrial output, and it has its effect on the backward and the forward linkage. Okay, so A is completely wrong statement. Second, it is an isolated employment generator with a little influence on the broader industrial economy. Okay, so if you are saying that it is isolated, it is not isolated. Yes, it's generate employment, that is true, but it is not isolated. It has its forward and backward linkage. Okay, it affects the logistic, it affects the mining, it affects the manufacturing, it affects the sectors, right? So yes, B is also wrong. Now, it plays a dual role in the economy. Yes, it helps in the generating of the employment and demand in the allied industries. Yes. By, for example, when you are seeing that I have to manufacture this, you need some of the mining product, like for example, you need some steel, you need some cements, right? So there is the effect of manufacturing sector in the primary sector. Yes, C is the correct answer. And if you are saying that it primarily depends upon the FDI's, foreign direct investment, that's completely wrong. FDIs are allowed in the industrial sector, they are allowed in the construction sectors, but these are also dependent upon different things, right? So, no, D is not the answer. So, the correct answer is C. Everyone understood this question. If you have any doubt in this question, you are free to ask your doubt. C is the best answer for this question. Any doubt in this question? If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask your doubt. Everyone, each and everyone who is watching this session, and at least just please like the video, guys. Whoever is watching this session, at least just please like the video. Give me a thumbs up if you are done with this question. No doubt, give me a thumbs up. Right? Good, good. Next question. Now let's talk about the next question. Just a second, what happens? Hmm, sorry. Okay, okay. Next question. What is the meaning of market integration? What is the meaning of market integration? Offering competitive price, a large variety of goods, operation across overseas market. Market integration. What do you mean by market integration? Everyone, what do you mean by market integration? What is the meaning of market integration? Kiran is saying D. Chandan is also saying D. And Hema is also saying D. Lakshmi is also saying D. Market integration, yes. In the market, when we integrate the market, we offers competitive price, true. A large variety of the goods, okay. A large variety of goods is offered, true. An operation across overseas market, obviously we are connecting the international markets. So yes, please the correct answer. Market integration includes everything, offering competitive price, a large variety of goods, operation across overseas market. Okay, done. Token privatization or a deficit privatization of a public sector unit occurs when the government sells 5% of its share, 10% of its share, 15% of its share, or 20% of its share. Token privatization. See, I am telling about token privatization. So the correct answer is what? Token privatization. So just judge this word, token privatization or deficit privatization in a public sectors when governments sell how much of its share to the public sector. Privatization means inclusion of what? Inclusion of private sector in a government dominated economy. I have told you that is known as privatization. So token privatization or deficit privatization is actually what? When government sells 5%, 10%, 7%, sorry, 15% or 20% of its share. So the correct answer is what? So you are all saying B is the correct answer. So the correct answer is A, 5% of the shares. Token privatization or deficit privatization occur when the government sells 5% of its share. So A is the correct answer, everyone. You can just write it down. You can just write it down for you all. Okay. Next question. Okay. Next question, please answer. Next question, everyone. Only one of the following statement reflects the intent and recommendation for the governance sector of NITI Aayog's strategy for New India. You have to identify it, right? So here we have four options written, and in this four option, only one correctly reflects the intent and recommendation of governance in the NITI Aayog strategy. Now identify that. First, the strategy discover arbitration reforms recommending greater judicial intervention in commercial dispute resolution to ensure state oversight. Recognizing future challenges, the strategy suggests appointing a successor body to the second asset reconstruction company after its recommendations are discarded. The strategy support decentralizing case resolution, including shifting workload of courts, establishing bodies like the Arbitration Council of India to improve legal efficiencies, and last, the document lined with the Swachh Bharat mission to the rural sanitation, deliberately avoiding urban waste complexities due to the cost and regulatory hurdles. Easy question. Only the language is complicated. Read the question is very easy. Question is very easy. Only the language is complicated. So, one statement correctly reflecting the needs, the governance of the NITI Aayog strategy. So, what is this statement? Now, you are all saying C is the correct answer. You are all saying C is the correct answer. And everyone else? Okay, first, C. The strategy discover arbitration reform recommending greater judicial intervention. So from this word only the complete sentence is wrong. Niti Aayog actually recommend a lesser judicial intervention. The strategy encourages that the government, the courts should what involve less, okay, and just promote the cost effective arbitration here, right? So A is wrong. A is wrong. Now, B, recognizing future challenges. Okay, it suggests appointing a successor. So, first of all, this is also correct. Okay, so it suggests first to implement the second ARC recommendation and then appoint the successor to address a new era reform. So, if you are saying that they want first that, okay, first you have to appoint a successor to the second ARC, that is wrong. The first suggestion is you have to implement the second ARC's recommendations. First you have to implement the recommendation and then you have to appoint a successor to address new era reform. That is B is completely wrong. So because of the succession, so first the succession is you have to recommend, you have to implement the recommendation of the second ARC, and then you should appoint a successor. Okay, now third says that decentralizing case resolution, correct, for shifting the workload of the courts, for better management. Okay, so you have to decentralize the working, you have to just distribute the working to have a streamlined legal processes. So yes, correct answer, C is correct answer. Now fourth is it is implementing the Swachh Bharat mission. Yes, it is implementing the Swachh Bharat mission not only in the rural areas but also in the urban areas. So it is saying that it has avoided urban areas. False. It has included the Swachh Bharat mission in both rural and urban areas, right? So if that's why D is also wrong. So the correct answer is C. Everyone, the correct answer is C. Any doubt here? If you have any doubt, kindly ask everyone, every student. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask your doubt. Done, guys. Next question. Now, very easy question. Okay, just a palate cleanser for you all. Globalization is associated with what? Export and import techniques of production, flow of capital and finance from one country to another, increase in the foreign trade, decrease in migration of people from one country to another. We have to choose the correct code here. Globalization refers to what? Everyone. Please answer this question. Sunil, Lakshmi, Gopal, Chandan, Hema, Kiran, everyone else who is watching this video. Everyone else who is watching this video. Globalization is associated with what? Globalization is associated with what? So the correct answer for this question is okay. So you are all saying C is the correct answer. You are all saying C is the correct answer. First, export and import techniques of production. Yes. Flow of capital and finance from one country to another. Yes. Increase in the foreign trade. True. Decrease in the migration of people from one country to another. No. Globalization means increase in the migration of people from one country to another. So first, second, and third, these are correct, and D is false. So yes, C is the correct answer, everyone. Very, very easy question. Okay. Very easy question, not B. 2 and 3. Why? Increase in the foreign trade. Okay. Why not export and import techniques of production? C is the correct answer. First, second, and third. D, fourth is not the correct statement because it is increase in the migration of people from one country to another. Okay. Next question. Next question, guys. Okay, which of the following statements are correct in context of production linked incentive scheme? Production linked PLI. The PLI scheme is limited to incentivize export oriented manufacturing product, excluding sectors that cater to domestic market. Okay. The scheme aims to boost both employment generation and import substitution by promoting domestic production in the critical area. Third, one of the unique feature of the production linked incentive is offering incentive only in the form of subsidies, not through tax relief or regulatory relaxation. Very easy. I have told you what is the production linked incentive scheme in the last class. Okay, in the evening class. Very easy question. You can all answer this question. Everyone, just read out question carefully. You can easily judge and answer this question. There is nothing complicated in this question. Only the question is lengthy. Nothing is complicated. So now you are saying C. So Jeeta is saying B, first and second, and everyone is saying C. Second and third is the correct statement. We have to choose the correct statement. Okay. Sunil is also saying C. Okay. 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 Production linked incentive scheme. Okay. That is not good. You all have said wrong answers. First statement, just read out the question carefully. I'm saying that now don't miss out the words which is hidden in the statement. And that words are very important for answering the correct question. Now just judge the first statement first. The PLI is limited to provide incentive to export oriented manufacturing product. No, PLI production linked incentive scheme is not limited to only export oriented manufacturing unit. No, it also include those sectors which are producing goods for the domestic market. So if you are producing goods for the domestic market, you are included. If you are producing goods for the export, you are also included. So production linked incentive schemes include both the market, right? Okay, next. The scheme aims to boost employment generation, right? Import substitution by promoting domestic production in critical sectors, correct. Nothing wrong in the second statement. Now, third, One of the unique feature of PLI is to offer incentive only in the form of subsidies, not taxation. How? I told you in the last theory class that production linked incentive scheme provide you different type of incentives, like subsidies is given, taxes reduction is given. I have told you, I have just used the same line, that more you produce, less tax you have to give. Remember this line. So the tax relief is also given. There are different regulatory relaxation which is also given to you, right? It is not only limited to subsidies. It will provide you subsidy also, tax relief also, regulatory reliefs also, etc. And that's why third is also a wrong statement. Only second is the correct statement. So A is the correct. So, okay, done. Any doubt here? If you have any doubt, please ask everyone. Any doubt? Clear? Any doubt, guys? Sharmila, Hema, Lakshmi, Ruchi, Krishna. Everyone. Why Shirish is not answering? Why Gopal is not answering? Everyone, you have to answer this question. Clear? Okay, next question. Next question. While globalization has benefit most group, okay, it has been a disadvantage for many small producers and workers who have suffered as a result of rising competition, cheap labor working in small firms, Indian producers and workers who are not well educated in skill, or all of the above. Very, very simple. You can answer this question. Manikanta, answer this question. Manikanta, answer this question. So the correct answer is what? While globalization has benefited most group, it has been a disadvantage for many small producers and workers who have suffered as a result of rising competition, cheap labor working in a small firm, Indian producers and workers who are not well educated and skilled, or all of the above. Yes, all of the above is the correct answer. They all are affected by the globalization, right? So D is the correct answer. They all are affected by the globalization. True. Next, MNCs helps developing countries to, first of all, absorbs domestic labor, especially in the skilled job, increase productivity through foreign technology and innovative method of production. We have to choose the correct answer. MNCs helps in developing the countries to what? Everyone. You can all answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. Very simple, you can all answer this question. MNCs helps to absorb what? First of all, MNCs help in developing countries to absorb domestic labor, especially in skilled job. Right. Correct. It helped to increase productivity through foreign technology. Right. So the correct answer is yes, 1 and 2 both. C is the correct answer. True. Next question. The growth of Indian industry can be divided into four keys. Identify the correct sequence of these phases and their defining characteristic. Okay. First, industrial recovery driven by liberalization of certain sectors. Industrial foundation focused on public sector growth and heavy industries. Post-reform period marked by economic liberalization and globalization. Industrial decline due to restrictive policies and external shock. Very easy question. Please answer this question. Very simple question. You can all answer this question. Arrange it. Arrange it. We can all answer this question. Very simple, very easy. We can just all answer this question, guys. Okay. Hema is saying A. Manikanta is also saying A. Sunil is also saying A. Sunny 2413 A. Okay. The correct answer is what? The first phase was industrial foundation phase, I have told you, right? Then there was a declining phase. Then LPG reform has been introduced, and then postal liberalization phase. These are the four phases I have told you. So, see, first, industrial foundation phase. Second, okay. Then there was a decline phase, four. Then there was liberalization of different sectors, one. Then there was a post reform, 2413, right? So, A is the correct answer. A is the correct answer. Yes, first is the correct answer, everyone. Good. Next question. So next question, before moving to the next question, this is the chart for you all. I have written the years also here. Phase 1, 1951 to 65. Phase 2, 65 to 80. Phase 3 is from 1980 to 1991. And fourth is 1991 onwards. Okay. This is the foundation. This is the fall. This is the recovery. And this is the post-reform period, right? In this phase we have introduces the different liberalization, that's why we have recovered. Okay, so the correct answer is 2413. Clear? I've given you for your own things. Okay, now next question. Which of the following describe the state of infrastructure in a low income country? Okay, low income country, what you find in a low income country? Low income country generally do not invest in the public building transport services, generally do not invest in building irrigation, generally do not invest in building power services, or generally do not invest in building telecommunication services. Easy question. So what you find most commonly in a low income countries? Low income countries. So obviously the priorities should be given, okay, to some over the other, especially in a low income countries where the income is very limited. So they do what? They generally do not invest in which of the following sector? Transport is very important, irrigation is very important, power is very important. This is electricity. Basically, there you have employed a lot of people. Dependency, transport is very important. So, priority, the very less priority is given to the telecommunication sector. So, D is the correct answer. Very less priority is given to the telecommunication sector, right? So, D is the correct answer. Everyone, okay? Can we move to the next question, everyone? Can we move to the next question? Okay, next question. Which of the following statements are correct regarding urban infrastructure in India? Everyone, urban infrastructure. Choose the correct statement regarding the urban infrastructure in India. Okay, first, urban areas in India, through home to less than one third of the population, generate more than two-thirds of the national GDP. The AMRUT mission is focused exclusively on the transportation infrastructure in India's tier 1 cities. Okay. Third, environmental safeguards are one of the leading cause for delays in the infrastructure production, especially in the power sectors. Now, please answer this question. Everyone, you can all answer this question, very simple, very easy. Everyone, please answer this question. Simple, easy question. You can all answer this question. Just please read out carefully and then answer. Again, I'm saying that you have to read out carefully, then judge, then answer. Don't rush, just easily see the questions and then answer. C. Kiran is saying C. Smriti is saying C. Hema is saying D. Lakshmi is saying D. So the correct answer is what? Everyone's the correct answer is what? First, urban areas in India grew home to less one third of the population, generate more than two-thirds of the national GDP. Right. Amrut mission exclusively focuses on transportation infrastructure in tier 1 cities. No. They are not only exclusively for the transportation infrastructure. First of all, they are actually in different areas. Like, they help in the basic infrastructure improvement. The Amrut mission is for improvement in the basic structure, like water supply, sewage, urban transport, everything is included. So they are not only limited to, you can say, transportation or tier 1. No, they have covered a wider range of cities, a wider areas to work. So this is wrong. Third, environmental safeguard are one of the leading cause for delays in the infrastructure project, especially in the power sector. Yes, that is correct thing. When we are talking about the environmental safeguards, yes, these actually delays different project, especially in the power sector, because power sector obviously called uh, caused pollution to the air. So environmental factor is one of the leading factor that delays in the infrastructure project. So first and third is the correct statement. Second is wrong. So the correct answer is A. The correct answer is A, everyone. Easy, simple. Can we move to the next question, guys? Can we move to the next question? Every one of you. See, first of all, many of you is messaging me right now in my number to just please share the link of the YouTube, okay, of the MCQs. Kindly just please subscribe to this channel. Everyone who is watching this session, please just subscribe to this channel. Why? Because see, whenever I will be taking the class, you will be notified by the YouTube itself, right? You will get the notification from the YouTube. Okay, you don't have to wait for me to share the link, right? So please just subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification icon. You will get two notification half an hour before and then when the class go live. Okay, so this will help you to just remember the class, because you know that I am just taking the complete marathons. I will be busy till 10th. Okay, so there will be RBWM marathons also, PPB marathons also, IEFS marathons also. So every marathon will be in this particular channel only, the English medium. So just please subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified whenever there will be a class in this channel. Okay, guys? See, Ruchi, Amrut mission is actually focusing on improving the basic infrastructure in every cities, covering every area. The basic infrastructure means help in the cleanage, passage. These are the urban infrastructures. Okay, so these transportation infrastructure, all the basic infrastructure need to clear the basic infrastructure. Amrut mission is focusing on different cities, not only in the tier 1 cities. Okay. Next question. Which of the following reflects why MSME sector is considered as a strategic pillar for economic and employment growth in India? Now, this is the question. Very simple question. You just see. The question is asking what? So, judge. It is saying that judge which of the following statement best reflects why the MSME sector is considered as a strategic pillar for economic and employment growth. First, MSME require high capital investment but ensure steady employment in the urban manufacturing zone. Second, MSME mainly consist of large export houses, thereby reducing dependencies on domestic employment scheme. MSME drive inclusive growth by generating employment at low capital cost, promoting entrepreneurship and strengthening supply chain across diverse sector. MSME primarily focus as a subsidiaries to large corporation and have limited impact on the grassroots economic development. Very simple question. The question is lengthy, but it is a very simple and a very easy question. A very simple and a very easy question. Okay, so the correct answer is what? First, MSME require high capital investment. Okay, but ensure a steady employment in the urban manufacturing zone. One of the main strength of the MSME is actually create a job at a low capital cost. What is the main strength of the micro, small, and medium enterprises? They create job, they help in the job creation, but at low capital cost, right? So it cannot be the answer. It cannot be the answer. Okay. Now, what is B saying? Okay. MSME consists of large export houses, thereby reducing dependence on the domestic employment scheme. Wrong. They are mostly domestic oriented. Okay, if you are saying that they reduce dependency on the domestic employment, false. They are domestic oriented. This include small manufacturer, artisan, service provider, not only the large exporter. Large exporter are the part of MSME, but not only large exporter, they are domestic driven industries, right? So no, not B. C is the correct answer. They help in the inclusive growth, generating employment at low capital cost, promoting entrepreneurship, strength, supply chain, right? Fourth is saying that MSME primarily focus as a subsidies to the large corporation, and they don't have any impact on the economic development force. You know that they have a lot of impact on the grassroots economical development. So obviously D cannot be the answer. Clear, everyone? Any doubt in this question? If you have any doubt, please ask. Everyone, if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask your doubt. Can we move to the next question? Everyone, can we move to the next question? Okay, next question. A sector in India experiencing rapid innovation, rising public sector interest, and heavy investors backing. Through it contributes modestly to the current GDP. It is expected to play a key role in the job creation, tech advancement, and long term business expansion. Based on these characteristics, the sector is most likely to be called as sunrise sector, sunset industry, capital incentive sector, traditional sector dependent on agriculture output. Very simple. Very simple. Please answer this question. Very simple. Very simple. Answer this question. The correct answer is what? Everyone, please answer this question. The correct answer is what? Obviously, rapid innovation, rising public interest, heavy investors backing, key role in the job creation, tech advancement, long term business expansion. These are all the characteristics of the sunrise sector. These are all the characteristic of the sunrise sector. Obviously, these are all the characteristic of the sunrise sector. So the correct answer is A. Now, next question. What is the maximum loan limit applicable to the individual woman beneficiary per borrower under the priority sector lending? What is the you can say the limit of the amount which is given to the woman beneficiary per borrower under the priority sector lending? Everyone, please answer this question. So the correct answer is what? Maximum loan limit applicable to individual woman beneficiary per borrower under the priority sector lending. Correct answer is what? Yes, yes, lakh. 1 lakh rupees is the correct answer. Women beneficiaries are eligible up to the loan of rupees 1 lakh per borrower in the priority sector lending. 1 lakh is the correct answer. Right. Next question. Individual micro and small enterprises can apply a collateral free loan up to 4 crore from Ministry of MSME and SEBI. The government of India started the Startup India initiative in January 2016 with the tagline Startup India and Stand Up India. Everyone, please answer this question. Easy. You can all answer this question. Easy. You can all answer this question, guys. Very simple, very easy question. Everyone, please answer this question. two only. Individual, micro, and small enterprises can apply for a collateral free loan up to rupees 4 crore, up to rupees 1 crore from Ministry of MSME and SEBI. Okay, so first is wrong because it is up to 1 crore, not 4 crore. Okay. Second, the government of India started the Startup India initiative in January 2016 with a tagline Startup India and Stand Up India. That is completely correct. So, second only is the correct answer. Second only is the correct answer, everyone. Next question. One of the major proposals of the new industrial policy in 1991 was New Industrial Policy of 1991, one of the major proposal. NRI will not be allowed for capital investments in India. All type of industries has been made license free. Import restriction on technical know-how for 1 year. Facility of direct foreign investment of up to 51% in high priority industries. Please answer this question. Very easy. One of the major proposals of the new industrial policy 1991 was one of the major proposal of the new industrial policy of 1991 was. So the correct answer is what? Everyone, please answer this question. The correct answer is what? Elimination. Use the elimination method. Use the obvious thing out, and then you can easily answer this question. Just make the obvious thing out. 1991 means the LPG reforms. Now just use the thing, obvious thing out, and then answer this question. When you don't know the answer, right? Just try to judge the other statements. If you don't know the answer to this, okay, fine. Judge the other statement. First, NRI will not be allowed for capital investment in India. First, globalization allows invite MNCs to India. All type of industries made license free. No. Liberalization has made the industries license free, but there are still license in some sensitive industries like defense. Okay, so all type of industries are license free. First, this is obvious thing out. Import restriction on technical know-how for 1 year. No. Globalization, against globalization. The facility of direct foreign investment up to 51% in the high priority industries is the correct answer. ABC is the obvious thing to be out, right? So the correct answer is D. The correct answer is D, everyone. Clear? Now, please answer this question. ESG, environmental, social, and governance practices in bank mainly focuses on improving financial return with little regard for the broader ethical and social impact of their operation. Banks in India are increasingly incorporating ESG factors by disclosing diversity, human rights policies, support for LGBT equality, which demonstrate a shift towards more socially responsible banking. The corporate governance in bank ensures the decisions are made solely in the interest of maximizing shareholder return without consideration of long-term social and environmental impact. Very easy question. Very easy question. Now we have to choose the correct statement here. Everyone, we have to choose the correct statement here. Choose the correct statement here. Very simple. You cannot answer this question. We have to choose the correct statement here. See, only second. So there are three statements, okay? First, second, and third. Now please answer this question. Smriti saying D. All the statements are incorrect. In everyone else? In everyone else? First, ESG practice in bank mainly focus on improving financial return. Mainly focus on improving financial return. No, ESG is against that. Not against that. ESG is focusing more on ethical and social impact of the operation. Neither it is focusing on the financial return. So no, first is not the answer. First is not the answer, right? Second, second, Bank in India are increasingly incorporating ESG factor by disclosing diversity, human right policy, support LGBT equality, right. Corporate governance in India ensures that the decisions are made solely in the interest of maximizing shareholder return false. So the correct answer is yes, C is the correct answer. Only second is the correct answer. Simple, easy question. Yes, only second is the correct answer. Very good guys, everyone. Done? Okay, next question. Improper investment and cheap import for infrastructure can cause what? Slow development in the industrial sector, finding alternative for domestic production, the slow growth in the agriculture sector. So the correct answer. Improper investment and cheap import for infrastructure can leads to what? Slow development, finding alternative, slow growth of the agriculture sector, not industrial agriculture. Everyone, please answer this question. Please answer this question, guys. It is infrastructure which is written here. It is a basic question. You can all answer this question. It is a basic thing. Infrastructure not only is the transportation or service. Infrastructure, we are seeing infrastructure in the agriculture sectors also, right? So they affect completely because see, infrastructure, I have told you, they have an impact on forward linkage also, on the backward linkage also. They impact everything. The linkage is both forward and backward. So they actually leads to all of these. So these the correct answer. Slow development in industry, domestic as well as agriculture sector because they are affecting complete things, right? Infrastructure is affecting the agriculture sector also. If you have low infrastructure in the agriculture sector, there is a slow growth in the agriculture sector. We need to provide infrastructure in the agriculture sector also to help in the development. Next, consider the following statement about the sunrise sectors in India. Now, consider the following statement about the sunrise sectors in India. Sunrise sectors are the industries that are characterized by the strong growth rate, innovation, and high public awareness, attracting investors due to their long term potentials. Textile manufacturing and coal mining are considered prominent example of the sunrise sectors in India. Very easy. Very simple. You can all answer this question. Sunrise sector. Please answer this question. Sunrise sector. Please answer this question. Sunrise sector, please answer this question, guys. Sunrise sectors are characterized by strong growth rate, innovation, public awareness, attracting investor due to their long-term growth potential. Obviously, correct. Textile and coal mining. These are the sunrise sector. No, sunrise sector example green energy, right? For example, fintech, you can say sunrise sectors. Fintechs are the sunrise sector. Green renewable energies are the sunrise sectors. Okay, not textile and coal mining. They are not the prominent example of the sunrise sector. So statement second is wrong. We have to choose the correct statement. A is the correct answer. A is the correct answer. Everyone. Done? Can we move to the next question? Okay. The process of transferring the ownership, management, control of a public sector partially or entirely to a private sector is known as what? Very simple question. The process of transferring the ownership, management, and control of a public sector partially and entirely to the private sector is known as what? Globalization, liberalization, privatization, or none of the above. So the correct answer is what? The correct answer is what? We have to choose the correct answer here. So the correct answer is what? Yes, privatization is the correct answer. Privatization is the correct answer. Right? Okay. So, last question of the class. Last question. The eighth plan faced significant delays due to the service sector, including political changes, global economic shift, and budget imbalance. The eighth plan, initially proposed for a period of this, eventually took shape from the year 1992 to 1997, with 1990 to 1991 as a separate annual plans, right? Which of the following does not directly contribute to the delay in the implementation of the eighth plan? So why there is a delay in the implementation of the eighth plan? So we have actually framed a 2-year annual plan here. So the question is asking what is the reason, what is not the direct reason for the delay, not the direct reason for the delay in the eighth 5-year plan. The change in the government in June 1991, which leads to the political instability, massive global economic changes that impacted India's economic policies, the fiscal imbalances of the 1980s, after that affected the budgetary planning, the decision to maintain the eighth plan period from this rather than shifting this. Everyone, please answer this question. You can all answer this question. Why? Which of the following does not directly impact? Not a impact. Everyone, I'm asking not a impact. Not directly contributing. Not directly contributing. If you are saying A, it is one of the main factor due to which there is a delay for the implementation of the eighth 5-year plan, and there was a planning holiday which has been introduced from 1990 to 1992. The change in the government in June 1991, when I have detailed discussed the 5-year plan, I have told you this, that there was a changes in government done in 1991. Indira Gandhi died, then Rajiv Gandhi came. Rajiv Gandhi also died. Okay, and then we have to change the government. There are different changes of the government which has been done, which leads to the late implementation of the eighth plan. Massive global economic changes, yes, this was also the reason. These are the reason for the delaying in the eighth 5-year plan implementation. Fiscal imbalances happened at that time, so these were the reasons. Which was not directly contributing is the decision to maintain the eighth plan period from this rather than shifting it to 1992 to 1997. D is the correct answer. I have given you the screenshot of the same. That what is the thing? So it was written here. The fast changing political environment prevented the execution of the eighth 5-year plan. This was the first reason. Okay, the eighth 5-year plan, innovative and restructured oriented proposal, the massive economic change that followed the across the world. So there was massive economic change happening. There was budget imbalances. So these were the reasons. These were the reasons for the delay in the launching of eighth 5-year plan. This was the reason for the delays in the implementation of the eighth 5-year plan. Clear? Done, guys? Yes or no? Done, guys? Yes or no? Everyone. Yes, so this is it, guys. This is for today. Okay, we have discussed a lot of questions today. Okay, so did you all enjoy the session? Yes or no? Did you all enjoy the session? Yes or no, guys? Everyone, everyone, you guys. Now, everyone, two things. Before going, just subscribe to this channel, okay? Because tomorrow onwards, you have to come in the class at 8 a.m. without my information, without my link. So it will be continued still till 10th, right? So just please subscribe to this channel, okay? And press the bell notification icon. Don't forget to press the bell notification icon first of all, right? Everyone. And we have finished module A. Module A theory as well as MCQs are finished, done and dusted, right? Now we are starting module B in the evening paid class today. And then I will be discussing the questions tomorrow morning, right? And you know that everyone, I will be taking more questions on the final marathon, and it will be on uh 2 days before your examination. Second and third will be your final marathon. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Just please at least like the video. Whoever is watching this session, at least just please like the video, guys. Okay. Thank you. Have a very nice day. Take care. Bye bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Take care. Bye, guys.